Hello everyone, so in today's video I thought we would revisit my 2024 vision board and just see how close I managed to get to achieving everything that I mentioned on there. I think creating vision boards is such a great way to manifest your year ahead and just sort of set yourself some loose goals and aspirations. I've also made a new vision board for 2025 as well, so I thought we'd take a look at that together and just sort of have a little bit of a chatty video because I love stuff like this. I love like the whole idea of manifesting and just being positive, so I thought we could do that together. So if you've never heard of a vision board before, it's basically like a collage of pictures of what you think your year ahead should look like. It can contain your goals and aspirations, new stuff that you would like to try in the new year, new hobbies. And these goals or like New Year's resolutions can be like as small or as big as you want them to be. So I made mine using Canva, but to begin with I used Pinterest to gather all of the photos that I needed. So I would search Pinterest for the best picture that would show what I'm trying to achieve in the new year. So say your goal for 2025 is to read more, you would search in Pinterest reading aesthetic and it would come up with like an aesthetic looking picture of somebody reading a book in front of a sunset or something, and that would be like an aesthetic looking picture to show that that's one of your goals for 2025. And once I've found all the pictures that I'd like to use for my vision board, I compile them all onto a template in Canva, and you can just look for a ready-made template on Canva and just delete the person's pictures and replace them with your own. That's basically what I did with this year's vision board. Last year I just dumped a load of photos on a page, and you can do that too. And I did find it easier to create my vision board on a desktop. It's just easier for me to place things in the way that I would like. I feel like it's just too fiddly on my phone and too small as well. But you can do it in any way that you like because Canva can be used on a desktop or within the app. And once you're done with your vision board, you can just save it on your device, like save it on your laptop, on your computer, or on your phone. But I find it's so much more effective to print them out, as I feel like that is more of an effective way to manifest. And that is what I've done for the past 2 years that I've done this. And I feel like creating vision boards is a little bit more of a fun way than setting New Year's resolutions, because I feel like setting New Year's resolutions is something that people easily forget about once January is over. But with the printed out vision board, you can actually stick it on your wall and you can keep looking at it, you can keep referring back to it and remind yourself of your goals and aspirations for the year ahead. So I thought we could take a look at my 2024 vision board first and just see what I achieved last year and see how close it was to my vision board. So this is the one that I created last year. I have covered up some things that I don't really want to talk about on camera. So this was the first vision board that I ever created because I'd never heard of it before, but I was really starting to get into like manifesting at the beginning of last year and just trying to think more positively about life. And I just thought that a vision board would be just a much more effective way of making like New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, because I could always refer back to it. So let's take a look at the goals that I actually managed to achieve, starting off with becoming verified on Snapchat, which is up here. So I actually was starting to think towards the end of the year that I would not be getting verified on Snapchat. I was actually looking over at my 2024 vision board because I have it stuck on my wall over there. I was looking at it and I thought that was a bit of far reach, you know. And actually, as soon as I thought that, because I thought it at like the beginning of October, I thought, you know, that was a little bit far out there. I don't think I'll be able to achieve that this year. A couple of weeks later, guess what happened? I became verified on Snapchat. So this was like one of my biggest goals for 2024 and I achieved it, and it was on my vision board. So if that says anything about how effective this is for like speaking things into existence, there you go. That is something that I really wanted last year and it ended up happening. Another goal that I ended up achieving was hitting 10,000 followers on Instagram. I currently have just under 19,000 followers on Instagram right now, and it's become a little bit stagnant throughout the year, but it's sort of picking up a little bit again. I haven't really started posting in the new year yet, so I have the whole of 2025 to work on that social. But I hit that goal of 10,000 followers. I think I started off the year with like 3,000, so that is a big jump from going to like 3,000 to 19,000, almost 19,000 followers. So that was also another big goal of mine for 2025. 2024. And there's also a section on here that says healthy body, healthy mind and happy life. And basically what I meant by that was I wanted to keep up with my exercising. So I did actually say that in my New Year's resolution video at the start of 2024. I wanted to continue to exercise, to walk, and I think I did mention that I was about to get an exercise bike, which I did end up getting, and I did use it consistently throughout last year. And exercising is more of a mental health benefit for me. I feel like it benefits me like mentally. So that's basically what I meant here. I thought if I had a healthy body and a healthy mind, then I would be happy in life, which I feel like I did achieve last year. Like, of course everybody has their struggles, and I definitely struggled a little bit last year, but like all in all I was very happy with what I was achieving, with what I was going towards. So yeah, I think I achieved that too. So over here in this corner we've got a picture of somebody's TikTok likes, and I feel like I did achieve that in some way or form on TikTok last year. My account sort of became a bit stagnant around 2021, 2022 time, because I stopped making content to do with like a niche subject. But now I do feel like my niche, which is plus size fashion, now on TikTok is being a bit more understood by the algorithm, and I'm being seen a lot more, which is great. There's a picture of some parcels and like boxes of PR. I feel like I did receive quite a lot of PR last year. And there's also a picture of like a ring light, which I'm literally using my ring light right now. I film like nearly every other day, so yes, I've done a lot of filming last year and this year already too. And there's also a quote at the bottom here that says I am a successful influencer, because even though I feel like I have been technically an influencer since around 2021, 2022, I feel like I know my path as like a video creator now. So yes, I would say I achieved that too. There's a quote that says consistency. I feel like I am very consistent. I am filming like every other day, I'm editing every other day. This is like something that I really want to do with my life, so I put a lot of work into it, and to put a lot of work into something is to be consistent. So I feel like I have achieve that too. This one here, which is saying I love myself, and I feel like every year I get a little bit better with self-love and self-acceptance. Another level of self-love that I was working on last year was being more comfortable with my natural face, because I had to stop wearing makeup due to allergy complications. And yeah, I feel like that's something that I successfully worked on in 2024. For 2025, I think my goal for self-love to work on this year is to be happy being single. And like, I've never been in a relationship before, so it's not as if like I don't know how to be by myself. I have always been by myself, but I feel like I've always been unhappy with being single. But this year I feel like that's going to change. I'm going to stay away from the dating apps. I'm going to stay away from dating in general. Right now I want to focus on myself, my career and my goals. And a lot of these goals here were career based, and they will be for 2025 too. And there was a couple of quotes here as well which I kept going back to, like it's time to start dreaming again. I feel like I still am a dreamer. I feel like I could do big things. I feel like I have a purpose in life. So yes, I feel like I'm always dreaming. And there's also a quote up here that I put from Steve Jobs, and it says the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. Again, that quote sort of sits into the fact that I feel like I have a purpose in life. That's something that I kept going back to in 2024, and I probably will continue to do so in 2025. And there's a couple of things here that didn't really happen, but I feel like was a little bit of a reach. One of those things was the gold play button award from YouTube. I've already got the silver plaque up here, which was one of my proudest achievements as a creator. And I did end up manifesting this for myself, and I used another method. So I actually looked back through my camera roll, and I had on the wall for a really long time a post-it note that said silver YouTube plaque. So I really just wrote that into existence. I knew at one point I would end up with a YouTube play button on my wall, and I think it was up for a couple of months until it happened, because I put it up in November 2022 and I got the YouTube silver play button in June 2023, and I totally forgot that I did that, and it was such an effective way in motivating me towards working on my YouTube. So I've done it again this year, but for the gold YouTube play button. And I feel like I didn't really achieve this last year because I wasn't very focused on my YouTube. I was more focused on achieving this, which was becoming a Snap star on Snapchat, which is going to change this year, but I will be discussing that when I show you my vision board for 2025. And then the last thing on this vision board that I didn't really end up achieving was going to movie premieres, and I feel like that was a bit of a reach because of my own personal situation. I am a full-time video creator. I create content across a bunch of social platforms. That's what I do for a living, and I have got invited to events before, not movie premieres but like TikTok events and YouTube events. But as well as being a full-time video creator, I'm also a full-time carer to somebody who is immunocompromised, so being in spaces with huge amounts of people isn't something that I'm willing to risk right now, and hasn't been since around 2020 when COVID started. I feel like I'm not ready to jump out into the world and go to movie premieres and stuff like that. So that is my realistic view. Maybe one day, I'm not saying that this isn't a goal of mine ever anymore. I feel like I would love to do that someday, but just not right now. So that is my 2024 vision board. I'm so happy with the things that I achieved. I basically achieved everything that is on here, and that feels so good, and I feel like this was definitely a very effective way to manifest. So now we're moving on to my 2025 vision board, which is for this year obviously, and again there is some sections of this that are covered up with post-it notes because I don't want to discuss them online right now. I think we'll start at this edge of the vision board and work our way across. The gold plaque is here again, and I feel like this could be an achievement of mine this year if I just focus solely on my YouTube. So last year I focused solely on my Snapchat, which is all well and good, and I'm still going to focus on that and all of my other social platforms, but I would love to focus more on my YouTube because I get a lot of enjoyment out of creating on here, and I would just love to see it do a lot better than it is right now because it also has become stagnant. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be working towards in 2025. So again, I would love to work on my TikTok as well. I'm hoping that for 2025 that my TikTok continues to grow. And here's a little quote here that says, I can do it and I will, and I feel like I'm just gonna have to keep saying that to myself this year. Even when I doubt myself, I will repeat this little quote to myself: I can do it and I will. I will put my mind to all of these things and I'll make sure that I'm doing them throughout the whole of the year. There's also a little quote up here that says, I can't read it because it's so small. It says, self-love is the highest frequency that attracts everything that you desire. So basically what I'm saying here is that I'm going to still be focusing on self-love and self-acceptance this year. Up here is a picture of an exercise bike because I did around a year ago now get myself an exercise bike, which I did consistently use throughout 2024, and I want to continue to do that throughout 2025. And a goal of mine this year is to increase my mileage on the exercise bike. Like, I want to be stronger, I want my legs to be stronger, so that is what I'm going to focus on this next year. And we've got this quote again, we've got consistency. This is the #1 piece of advice that I give to people who want to post on social media more. Consistency. You need to be posting every single day, and that's a little bit hypocritical of me at this point because I have barely posted since the beginning of the new year, but I was having a break too. As soon as I get back onto the grind, I will be consistent, I know it. And here we have a big picture of somebody with their headphones on going for a walk. So I actually enjoy going for walks and I enjoy walking and listening to music. So that's basically something that I'm going to continue to do this year, and I know that I will. We have the same picture, and this was completely by accident that I used the same picture. I didn't even realise this one was on my 2024 vision board. But here we are, we've got the picture of the PR again. This is a picture of PR boxes and parcels, and I'm hoping to work with more brands this year. And here we have the verified icons for Facebook and TikTok and Instagram as well, because Instagram has the same verified icon as Facebook. Basically, rather than focusing on numbers this year, I'd like to focus on becoming a proper public figure on these platforms, because I have already achieved it on most of my other social medias. I'm verified on YouTube, I'm verified on Snapchat, and I think that's it. I don't think I'm verified anywhere else. So basically I want to work on becoming like a public figure on social media. And down here next to the gold YouTube plaque, we've got a picture of some piggy banks with some money surrounding it. Basically what this is saying is that I want to be financially stable this year. I always get questions about how much money I make as like a video creator on all of my platforms, and honestly the answer is not a lot. Not as much as you think. And I mean, I still earn money, but not nearly as much as I want to be financially stable. So that's one of my goals for this year. just underneath the PR boxes picture we have emails. That's basically linked to the PR boxes one, to be honest, because that's how brands reach out to you, through email. And here we have a quote at the bottom here. It says, "In my successful girl era." So I feel like I'm always working towards my career, so I feel like I am technically always in my successful girl era because I'm always working towards something, but that's just to reiterate that. Again, we have a picture up here of a ring light, and I'm literally using ring light right now to film. I use a ring light every single time I film, so that's basically just saying that I'm going to film a lot throughout 2025, and I know that is going to be the case already. And here next to the ring light is a picture of my editing software that I use for YouTube, which is Splice, which is an app that you can get on the App Store, on the Apple App Store. And basically that's saying that I'm not going to procrastinate editing, because that is something that I did all the way throughout 2024, and I feel like it will hold me back when trying to create for YouTube. So basically, if I want to be successful on YouTube, I have to get on with it. I have to get into this editing software and get editing. And basically, yeah, that's just self-explanatory. I want to read more this year. I wanted to do that last year actually, but I didn't end up doing half as much reading as I wanted to. I might actually give myself a goal of how many books that I want to read this year. I'm not sure what number goal that is going to be yet, but I'll probably set it for myself on Goodreads and see how many books I can read this year, because I feel like that will benefit me in a lot of ways. So there is a quote up here that says, "Finally she chose herself." So I dipped into this a little bit earlier when I was showing you guys my other vision board. Basically, I want to focus on myself this year. I am not looking to date. I'm not going to be on dating apps. I'm just going to be focusing on myself, my career, my goals, and what's good for me. I think I will know when the time comes when I'm ready to be in a relationship, and I just don't think it's at this point in my life. So that's basically what that quote is saying. And then underneath that there's another quote that says, "How silly of me to forget that I am the love of my life." That basically reiterates the same thing that I said up here. I am focusing on myself this year. I'm going to be my own love of my life. And just here there's two pictures of some nail art. I'd love to practice some more nail art this year, specifically gradients, because I find them the most therapeutic to do. And I haven't really been doing very well on that front yet. I haven't even painted my nails for this year. I did do my nails for Christmas, but I ended up picking them off. That is my worst habit for when I paint my nails. I end up picking them off. But I'd love to just paint them for fun. And we're on to the last couple of pictures for this vision board, and that is this picture here and that picture there. Basically, I want to dip into this color combination when creating outfits, and I want it to become like my signature color combo because I absolutely adore it. So yeah, that's something that I can sort of implement in my fashion videos all year round. So that is my 2025 vision board. This is what I'm hoping to achieve in the year ahead. I feel like this is a little bit more realistic compared to my previous vision board, and I feel like if I worked really hard I'd be able to achieve some of the bigger goals, like getting the gold play button from YouTube and becoming verified. Those are like the biggest goals I feel like on this vision board, but I feel like if I worked really hard towards them and put my mind towards them, I'll be able to achieve them. So I hope this video inspired you to create your own vision board. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's a great way to manifest, and I feel like situations that sort of prove that this works is when I was looking back at this goal of mine of becoming a Snap star in October. I was looking at this and I was thinking, what was I thinking? Like, I'm not going to be able to achieve that. And also they do say about the October theory, I know everybody on TikTok starts going on about theory this, theory that, but I feel like it is true. You get to October and it's almost like a second new year. You start to realize that there's only like 3 months left of the year and you still have loads that you want to achieve. I sort of had that sort of moment in October, so I feel like that was my final push towards achieving this. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps out my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in plus size fashion or body positivity videos, then remember to subscribe to my channel because that is everything that I do here. In the description box below, I will link all of the platforms that I use to create my vision boards, including Splice and Canva, and also Pinterest as well if you've never used Pinterest before. If you want to check out any of my other social medias, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook or Snapchat, there'll be a link to my link tree in the caption below for you guys as well if you want to check out any of those. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!